everybody, welcome back to the channel. This is MTG Gold. Today we're going to be covering Crimson Vow, excuse me, in our Digging Up the Past series. So to start it off, let's talk a little bit about Crimson Vow. It was our 90th Magic expansion. It was released on November 19th, 2021. The set symbol is a vampire bat, which is, yep, pretty much a vampire bat with the white fangs cut out. The codename for Innistrad Crimson Vow was Clubs, deviates from the regular alphabet sports naming convention because the set was conceived after the following codenames were already established. The set was announced with the provisional name Innistrad Vampires on September 1st, 2020, based on the registration of public domains on September 18th, 2020, which is kind of like which is pretty much Innistrad Midnight Hunt all over again. But it was speculated, the final name was speculated to be Crimson Vow. This was the finally confirmed on March 18th, 2021. So, let's go on ahead and get into Crimson Vow. Starting off with Repository Scob for 3 and a blue. It's a 3/3 zombie with Exploit. And it exploits a creature. Return target instant or sorcerer card from your graveyard to your hand. This I can see being pretty decent in a like multi, you want to cast all your spells again type deal. And if you're playing with zombies, it'd probably be pretty good. Shellhoff Entomber for 1 and a blue. It's a 1/3 zombie with tap, discard a creature card, and draw a card. That's pretty cool. I actually like this one a lot. I don't play it a lot, and I love the flavor text. It knows one fundamental truth: bodies belong in graves. Don't we all, friend? Don't we all? Skywarp Scob for 3 and 2 blue. It's a 2/5 zombie drake with flying. When it enters the battlefield, you may exile 2 creature cards from your graveyard. If you do, draw a card. I guess we're coming into the new age of zombies where you don't have to exile them as a cost, but it's now a benefit, which to me, that's something we've needed for a while, especially when their mana cost is so up there sometimes. Stitched Assistant for 2 and a blue. It's a 3/2 with Exploit, and when it exploits a creature, you scry 1, then draw a card. That's pretty good. Now the assistants are doing the work instead of the stitchers. Wretched Throng for 1 and a blue. It's a 2/1 zombie horror. This art is just like all kinds of mess with your head. It's pretty cool, but it's really scary at the same time. When it dies, you may search your library for a card named Wretched Throng, reveal it, put it into your hand, then shuffle. This one is not as good in your more extended formats like Commander, Oathbreaker, stuff like that, because you can't have multiple copies of it because it doesn't say. But in your 60 card formats, these do a lot better because you can have multiple in the deck. Cobbled Lancer for a blue. It's a 3/3 zombie horse, which is really odd because it's a zombie horse with some arms. For a long time, I thought it was like a dude, a zombie centaur without a head. But no, it's a zombie horse with 2 arms stitched onto it, or a stitched upper body. As an additional cost to cast this spell, exile a creature card from your graveyard. Up there it is. I knew there'd be one. For 3 and a blue, you can exile it from your graveyard to draw a card. That's kind of weird. Diver Scob for 3 and a blue, 2 blue. It's a 3/5. When you exploit, it has exploit, and when you exploit a creature, target creature, the owner puts it on top or bottom of their library. It's like a removal spell, but it's not. If they it didn't cast it the right way, it's kind of just like telling them, hey, try it again. Maybe it'll get through next time. That way you can maybe counterspell it the next time it tries to come down. Overcharged Amalgam for 2 and 2 blue. It's a 3/3 zombie horror with flash, flying, and exploit. When it exploits a creature, counter target spell, activated ability, or triggered ability. See, in my opinion, that's a good ability on a blue zombie. Like, you can even exploit itself to do the ability. That's why I'm pretty high on this card. Patchwork Crawler for 1 in a blue. It's a 1/2 zombie horror, and you can tap 2 in a blue and exile target creature card from your graveyard, put a +1/+1 counter on it, and it has all activated abilities of all creature cards exiled with it. So this is one creature, in my personal opinion, this is a hot take. This one, no matter what you're doing in Commander, if you're playing Giraffe Visionary Stitcher, the one that gives all zombies flying and whatnot, this goes in that deck no matter what strategy you're going around. If you're building around that commander and you're trying to go with that strategy, this goes in that deck. And I'm going to tell you why. Because for 5 mana, you can get another Visionary Stitcher out on the battlefield. Like, you don't get the zombies have flying, but you get the ability to tap a blue and tap it to sacrifice a creature to get another zombie token onto the battlefield. That by itself is worth it to me if you're playing that, and if you're playing that deck. Diregraph Scavenger for 3 and a black. It's a 2/3 zombie bear with Death Touch. When Diregraph Scavenger enters the battlefield, exile up to 1 target card from a graveyard. If a creature card was exiled this way, each opponent loses 2 and you gain 2 life. That's pretty cool. It's another target 1 card effect from the graveyard. Mind Leech Ghoul for 1 and a black. It's a 2/2 zombie with exploit, and when it exploits a creature, each opponent exiles a card from their hand. Rot Tide. I was about to say Roll Tide. Ooh, my southern's coming out. Rot Tide Gargantua for 3 and 2 black. It's a 5/4 zombie kraken. I haven't seen any of them recently. With exploit, when it exploits a creature, each opponent sacrifices a creature. That's pretty cool. Unhallowed Phalanx for 4 and a black. It's a 1/13 zombie soldier. Been working out, I guess. Got some strong legs. And it enters the battlefield tapped, and that's all there is to it. Archghoul of Thraben for 2 and a black. It's a 3/2 zombie cleric. It goes into multiple decks. And whenever Archghoul of Thraben or another zombie you control dies, look at the top card of your library. If it's a zombie card, you may reveal it and put it into your hand. If you don't put the card into your hand, you may put it into your graveyard. So this could slot into, I don't know why, but a lot of zombies and clerics have a lot of things going on together. Like, because there are zombie clerics everywhere, and there are clerics. There's a lot of zombies. Somebody should brew a deck like that, where it's zombies and clerics together, fighting a good fight. Catapult Fodder for 2 and a black. It's a 1/5. At the beginning of combat on your turn, if you control 3 or more creatures that each have toughness greater than their power, transform Catapult Fodder. And I did get the transform this time. Catapult Captain for 2 and a black. You can sacrifice another creature. Target opponent loses life equal to the sacrificed creature's toughness. Yeah, there was a big old wombo combo whenever these were like really popular. People trying to make work, where they had the unhollowed flanks and this one, and they would sacrifice the flanks and kill the opponent. Fellstinger for 2 and a black. It's a zombie scorpion, 3/2 with Death Touch and exploit. When it exploits a creature, target player draws 2 cards and loses 2 life. I want to remind everybody that you can make other people lose life and draw cards, because sometimes that's all you need is to make them lose 2 life. Undead Butler for 1 and a black. It's a 1/2. When it enters the battlefield, mill 3 cards. When it dies, you may exile it. If you do, return target creature card from your graveyard to your hand. That's actually pretty good. That's and because it doesn't specify zombie, this can work in a multitude of different decks, especially if you're trying to get that one key creature back out of your graveyard that you don't have the time or ability to get out with any other cards in your hand. Graph Reaver. For 1 and a black, it's a 3/3 zombie warrior. So it's kind of like a champion. But it has exploit. And when Graph Reaver exploits a creature, destroy target planeswalker. That is completely necessary when you have to have a creature and a planeswalker to target. You can't just... I've made ruin of myself playing this card and not having a creature to... Not having a target for the planeswalker. I thought it said destroy target creature. At the beginning of your upkeep, it deals 1 damage to you. So you kind of want to get it out there, get it doing what it's doing, and kind of just get it out of the way. Headless Rider. For 2 and a black, it's a 3/1. And whenever Headless Rider or another non-token zombie you control dies, create a 2/2 black zombie creature token. These do not have Decayed. I love the art on this card. It's just, it's kind of silly with what it's doing, but I like it because you see all the heads spinning around the body, just having a go at it. Yep, that's pretty funny. And I love the flavor text because it matches the art so well. He said he wanders the moorlands hoping to one day chop off a head worthy of replacing his own. Cemetery Desecrator. For 4 and 2 black, you get a 4/4 with Menace. When it enters the battlefield or dies, exile another card from a graveyard. When you do, choose one. Remove X counters from target permanent, where X is the mana value of the exile card, or target creature an opponent controls gets -X/-X until undetermined, where X is the mana value of the exiled card. So removing the counters from permanents could be planeswalkers, because it says target permanent, or it could be like a blast zone or anything that's like dealing with counters. So like say you wanted to remove all the counters off of somebody's on I don't know, the blue clock that everybody likes playing. That is a possibility. Just take them back down a couple pegs. Oh, you're at 12. Let me exile this Ulamog in somebody's graveyard and put you back down to 1. I'm not gonna lie, if someone did that to me, I would be devastated. I'd be like, man, I really wanted a new hand. Skull Scob. For 1 blue and a black, it's a 2/2 with Exploit. Whenever a creature you control exploits a non-token creature, create a 2/2 black zombie creature token. So that's pretty cool, I guess. You can make 2/2s. And then we get into our zombie affiliate cards. Starting off with Chill of the Grave. For 2 and a blue, this spell costs 1 less to cast. If you control a zombie, tap target creature. It doesn't untap during its controller's next untap step. Draw a card. Giraffe Visionary Stitcher. This is one of my... I have a commander deck based around him. So for 2 and a blue, you get a legendary creature human wizard, 1/4. Zombies you control have flying. Just plain and simple. They fly. Make them fly. And he has the ability for a blue and a tap and a sacrifice another non-token creature. Create a XX blue zombie creature token where X is the sacrificed creature's toughness. This really lends itself to a more of a big butts matter synergy style deck. And I've built it that way. I built it like big butts. But you could build this as a zombie tribal deck because you're making zombies out of the non-token creatures, and you can put the buffs in there for and whatnot. Necro Duality. For 3 and a blue, it's an enchantment, probably one of the most powerful enchantments we've had for zombies in a very long time, besides Rooftop Storms. Whenever a non-token zombie enters the battlefield under your control, create a token that's a copy of that creature. That is sickening. And I love how the art depicts 2 creatures, 2 zombies trying to fight to separate from each other. It's pretty cool. Doomed Dissenter for 1 in a blue, 1 in a black. Ooh, it's a 1/1 human. When it dies, create a 2/2 black zombie creature token. We've had this card multiple different times. Dying to Serve for 2 in a black. It's an enchantment. When you discard 1 or more cards, create a tap 2/2 black zombie creature token. It only triggers once each turn. I love the flavor text in this one too. I used to have hired hands, but I discovered they make better waitstaff with the rest of the body attached. Yep, I do believe that is pretty true. But that's going to be it for today, guys. I appreciate all of my subscribers, the new subscribers, the old subscribers. If you've been with the channel for a while, since the start of it all, I appreciate all the likes and the comments, sharing. But that's all I got for today. So I will see you guys next time in the graveyard.